plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the free sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Become my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 lunch, 80 lunch. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. is me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man.
God damn.
Goddamn is right, man. Goddamn is right. We are right there, man. We are right there. We are just about there in terms of Royal Rumble build. This is it. This has been it. We're definitely going to talk about that. We're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to, I definitely have some thoughts on the lack of card that we have put together, for the Royal Rumble. Thankfully, WWE's put a lot of build into the Royal Rumble match. So that's good. But at the same time, man, I mean, they really only have one other match that would kind of make it the 5-match card we're used to. But yeah, I can't believe we have 4 matches for the Royal Rumble, and there's a lot of championships not being defended. Some more justified than others. We don't have a
Yeah.
single women's title match on the show. Up until this point. I mean, we still have Friday. They could throw one out at us, but yeah, up until this point, dude, it's interesting. It's interesting. And you know, I know Triple H, the only thing that I could think of that would make this make sense is Triple H does not like long shows, right?
Yeah.
So both Royal Rumble matches are probably going to take, with video packages and celebrations and everything, both of them combined is probably going to be like 2.5 hours right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got the U.S. title match and the WWE title match. Fatal 4-Way is probably going to go like a half an hour, so there's 3 hours right there. And then your U.S. title match is probably going to go like 15, 20 minutes maybe with entrances, right? So maybe that's what's in the tank, but definitely a little shocked by that aspect of it. But other than that, one thing I can say from this Royal Rumble card is the men's Royal Rumble match has had so much care and nurture put into it. It's definitely one of the most exciting ones in years, for sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble matches themselves, man. I'm excited for the Fatal 4-Way, man. It's looking like a pretty good show, man. I think we're gonna get a little more from the Rumble this year in terms of time that we usually do. So I feel like that's why, at least so far, there's not a 5th match.
Right. So yeah, I don't know, man. But we will see, man. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you have to throw a women's championship match on there just to get a show or just to get a match. I'm just a little shocked that they haven't built to one. You know, I'm a little shocked. They kind of let the lore of the men's Royal Rumble kind of take the steering wheel this year. And obviously that's all, you know, spearheaded by Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, those kind of guys, right? So, yeah, other than that, man, yeah, I mean, you got the Fatal 4-Way, man, which I'm excited for, and the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble I'm pretty excited for. I'll tell you what, bro, I'm very excited for the men's Royal Rumble because not even looking past the build that we've gotten for it, the amount of surprises we could possibly get for this year's Royal Rumble, man. I mean, you got Andrade, you got fucking Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears is posting looking eyes, quote tweeting Royal Rumble stuff, right? So you got that. You got, I mean, if he's good to go, you're looking at a Royal Rumble that's taking place from Tampa, which is where Big E is from. So, I know he said some recent things in interviews, man, but I mean, you truly never know, right? You truly never know, especially, I mean, we know how good Triple H is at keeping these secrets, dude. So for anybody that's going to be like, "Oh, Big E's not good to go." You don't know that. He could be. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, bro. It's been like 22 months since this man has gotten injured. And you never know. You never know until somebody's music hits, bro. And then as far as the women's Royal Rumble, I mean, there's always the possibility of Mercedes. You know, like I said, I'm not gonna believe any of these reports until we hear her music, until we see her face somewhere pop up. We could possibly see Jade. I could see Triple H, you know, having, you know, somebody, I don't know, maybe somebody like Julia, but then at the same time I can't because, you know, he knows majority of his audience doesn't really know who she is, so you kind of be putting her in a bad situation. But and then we could possibly see a bunch of people from NXT, man. So it's going to be very exciting this year, and I'm very excited for it. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm a little surprised about certain aspects of the card for sure, but otherwise I'm very excited for the Royal Rumble, man. Very, very excited.
Definitely, man. I'm really excited for what they got going on so far, man. And I think, especially with that men's Royal Rumble match, I think it's going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal fucking year.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So about a year ago, we did an episode of Unscripted titled, "Is the Bloodline Telling the Best Story that we've seen in years?" So I just wanted to give a shout out to that because this is the show. May not be down to the date specifically, but this is the show. January, the go home show for the Royal Rumble. This is the show last year where we got to see what ended up being my runner up for moment of the year. This is pretty much the 1 year anniversary of the trial of Sami Zayn, dude. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. Wearing the Island of Relevancy hoodie, I just realized that I was wearing it now, and this just so happens to be the 1 year mark. But I just wanted to give a shout out to that, and I'm probably gonna do this every year when it comes to this kind of things with this Bloodline story, you know, that they were telling last year, man. But man, what a fucking year! What a year! Don't get me wrong, I'm very excited for this year's Royal Rumble, man, but, like, it's going to be very hard for them to match the anticipation of Sami Zayn having to deliver his final test from the Royal Rumble, man. So just wanted to give a shout out to that moment, man, and goddamn, where did the time go, bro? It feels like just yesterday. I was sitting in my living room, edge of my seat, with a tear rolling down my face, as they were trying to, as Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were trying to oust Sami Zayn from the bloodline, man, and that Jey Uso save, man. I mean, you can't get any more special in terms of moments like that one.
Truly, man. Truly, it's what partially, and then Rumble really did it. Got me back into this company, man, and a year later, I'm still excited for these shows.
Definitely, dude. Definitely, man. So it's gonna be a good year, man. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good Rumble. I mean, hopefully it's a good Rumble this year and stuff. So that should be interesting. But we're gonna start you guys off with AEW Dynamite, man. But first, what is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing, man? And we are back with yet again another edition of the Notorious Hills podcast, another edition of Notorious Unscripted, and this is episode 179 of Unscripted, man. And if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we are on here with Notorious Unscripted, and every Friday, we are on here with the news. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, could Seth Rollins be missing WrestleMania? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Could Seth Rollins potentially be missing WrestleMania after a tear of the MCL and a partial tear of the meniscus? It's either that or vice versa, so excuse me on that. One of the two. And Kazuchika Okada announces his New Japan departure after January the 31st, man. So he's got 9 days as of today left on his contract, man. So if you guys did miss that, that is episode 197. I believe that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the news, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Hills podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. You got all 8 of these beautiful designs, man. You got the Chicago flag design, you got the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC, the Big E inspired design, the base logo design, the Riddler inspired IWC's best kept secret design, the Notorious World Order Chicago flag design, like you see on your screen, that also comes in the black and white and the Wolfpack red versions of that shirt, man. You got the Grand Slam design, the Notorious Scratch logo, and the only community that matters. All 8 of these beautiful, beautiful designs, the best, the finest of the IWC. You guys can now get those live on the merch shop. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels Podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How's it going, man?
Going good, man. Going good. Just been, dealing with shit. Been, trying to do shit. But other than that, man, I'm just chilling, waiting for this weekend, man. It's almost upon us, man, so I can't wait. And I've been waiting, man, and it's finally here. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for that. And other than that, I don't got much else going on, man. Don't got much else. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. The family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? And how is everybody doing in the replay? And what about you, man? How are you doing?
Doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, just chilling, dude. Just chilling. Finally being able to get back to my normal routine after, what was probably my longest sickness of them. So that was incredibly irritating. But finally, the storm has finally cleared up and getting back to my regular routine and stuff like that, man. So that's nice, as always, bro. But other than that, I'm good. Just getting ready for Royal Rumble season, man. Getting ready for Royal Rumble season. So that's exciting. That's exciting, man. And as always, bro. As always, very, very exciting time of year. Royal Rumble season, bro. So what else can you say about that, man? But other than that, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. And what about you, Durante? Logan, Bell, Pops, JT, JB, whether you're watching now or part of the Replay Mafia, thank you guys for being here as always. And you guys know the deal, man. And the manager is here. He is late, as always, but he is here. So, bro. Yeah, Raw was pretty decent tonight, I will say. There was a lot of randomness thrown in there, but in terms of their main points of the show, they obviously hit as always, and obviously every Raw is going to have that bit of randomness in there, being that the show is 3 hours, which I'm curious to see if they do end up fixing that when they, I'm very curious to see if they end up fixing that when they renegotiate their TV rights deal, so we'll see.
We'll definitely see.
Yeah, man, but that's pretty much about it, bro. That's pretty much about it. So, AEW Dynamite from this past week actually wasn't a horrible episode. It wasn't a horrible episode at all. It was decent, man. It was decent for what it was. So, there was a bunch of nice points on the show, and the main event absolutely delivered. So, to open up the show, starting off with some bad, the TNT Championship is on defense tonight, or on Dynamite. Christian Cage versus Dustin Rhodes, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I had no fucking idea why this was happening. I had no idea. I had to ask Logan why this happened, and I'm going to be 100% transparent with you guys. Whoa. Really?
Look at that. That's crazy.
Oh, wow. Breaking. As of, 20 minutes ago. Kevin Patrick is set to be removed from the SmackDown commentary team. And, ladies and gentlemen, please start sending out your Mauro Ranallo gifts.
Hopefully. God, I fucking hope so.
Absolutely incredible. I'm going to throw my name in the hat live on stream and tweet one out right now. Let's see. Right under this post. There we go. Get the fucking guy back, bro. Let's fucking go.
Hopefully, bro. Hopefully.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow. I fucking knew it. What did I say, bro? What did I say? They leaked that so he can see it, and they were setting his ass up for failure. Now, it's just a matter of getting the right guy back in that spot because we've went through a lot of bad commentators over the course of the past 4 years, right? We had fuck, man. I mean, they got rid of Tom Phillips and Samoa Joe. They then put Adnan Verk, Aardvark, as Sirke used to call him. You had Adnan Verk, yeah. You had Aardvark. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah, we all fucking remember him. Making a Jaws reference while fucking Braun Strowman's doing his fucking choo-choo train shit. Jimmy Smith, who was, I mean, out of all their experiments, it's insane to say he was the best one because even he wasn't that good. Kevin Patrick, I feel like there was another one too. I feel like there might be another one, but the moral of the story is they all fucking sucked. Let's get somebody in that booth that fucking just absolutely knows what he's doing. If he's up to do it, absolutely, let's get fucking somebody in that booth that's gonna just knock it out of the fucking park and hit home runs every week. Corey Graves, great commentator and all. Corey's a color commentator. You know what I mean? You need a... And they had fucking Kevin Patrick doing play-by-play, and he's fucking god-awful. You know what I mean?
Literally.
You need to get a play-by-play in. You need to get a play-by-play commentator in there that is absolutely going to light your shit up, because if they can get along, and I feel like they will, Corey Graves and Mauro Ranallo sounds absolutely godlike on commentary. So that's Corey's a great color commentator. Mauro is the fucking goat of all goats in the play-by-play department. So, I mean, there you go, man. There you go. So, I mean, let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Please get this man Mauro Ranallo in the booth, and please don't put some fucking scrub behind those monitors, bro, because Jesus. Yeah, enough of that. Yeah, man. But AEW Dynamite, yes, I had no idea why Christian Cage was defending the title against Dustin Rhodes here. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I had to ask Logan why this match was happening just to see if he knew. And he told me, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I have no fucking idea what the reason was for why this match was taking place.
Oh yeah, what was it? Who did he beat? He beat a random person in a match, and got that match. I remember he said somebody's name.
And you guys want rankings back.
We're getting them back.
We're getting them back. See what I'm getting at here, bro? See what I'm getting at, man? If he wants somebody in that title spot, he's going to give the most unnecessary person a string of victories, and it's not going to mean a fucking thing, and they're going to get their title match just because. So
what AEW is going to be now.
I also wonder how this is going to work with the International Championship. Is Orange Cassidy going to have the ability to go around there? Yeah, there it is. Dustin Rhodes beat Shane Taylor on Collision. Another guy who's A, not even in AEW, and B, shouldn't even be sniffing a TNT title opportunity in the first place. Just like his opponent, Dustin Rhodes, who, well, I mean, unlike Shane Taylor, Dustin Rhodes is an actual employee. But again, didn't this guy just fucking lose to Swerve on pay-per-view? What would warrant him a TNT title match? What?
It's like, it makes no fucking sense, man.
It fucking does not at all. However, yeah, man. So Christian Cage defeats Dustin Rhodes here, and please don't be having Christian Cage wrestle these kind of matches. This is exactly what has made Christian Cage one of the better TNT champions of all time, because you don't see shit like this from Christian Cage's title defenses. Every time Christian defends the title, it's against somebody he's in a feud with, first of all, and somebody that he's actually got a little bit of story under his belt with. You know what I mean? Don't be putting him against people like. Don't keep doing shit like this, man. Because this is the same thing that kills everybody else's fucking title reigns in AEW. It's just a bunch of random matches.
It really is, and that's all it's definitely going to be now. So that situation's going to get even worse. But, yeah, I don't know why they did it. Well, we know why they did this match, but Classic Tony Khan, we don't know really why they did this match. It was just a random match for the TNT titles that we should not be getting.
Absolutely, man, and absolutely. And Logan, to answer your question, we've not talked about 2K this year, but shit, we are unscripted on Mondays, so let's talk. 2K looks very good this year. For the first time since well, I was excited for the one with Rey Mysterio on the cover because that was their like big relaunch. That ended up kind of being blech. Last year did War Games, so that was kind of their hook for that one. But dude, this year, in terms of things to do, they've added like some fucking amazing match types, and we'll talk about it all in detail on Friday. But just a few bullet points, or at least the ones that caught my eye. Great Boneyard match, ambulance match. There was a bunch of them, man. There was a bunch of them.
Guest referee.
Special
That one.
Yeah, special guest referee matches. All these just incredible. I love it. This is the kind of shit we needed the whole time. And I'm glad they're finally giving it to us, but we'll definitely name them all specifically when we talk about the news on Friday. But those are just some of the ones that caught my eye and definitely make me excited, man. And from the looks of it, we're going to be getting some sort of 40 years of WrestleMania, showcase mode, which looks absolutely sick. It looks absolutely sick. I love the what is it? The promo trailer they added for it. The promo trailer they added for it, man. When fucking Cody's sitting on the fucking mat and he's like, "Is this how my story ends?" And then fucking like 10 seconds later, you just hear, "My story started at the very beginning, brother." Oh, dude, absolutely. I started dying. I'll always laugh at some Hulk Hogan dialogue. I just think he's without even knowing it, he's one of the fucking funniest characters ever to grace a WWE ring. Just that voice, it's just so hilarious to me. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but dude, hearing Hulk Hogan talk is just the funniest fucking thing to me. I don't know why. I've always found it so funny, but I love it. I absolutely love his dialogue. It's the funniest thing ever.
That shit's always fucking hilarious, dude. His voice and the way he talks is so goddamn stupid. Oh man, how is he the most popular fucking wrestler from the 80s? That's insane.
Exactly that. Over the top goofiness is how he was the most popular character from the 80s. Yeah. So about like 15 seconds into the trailer, man, that's what you hear. My story started at the very beginning, brother. Oh, God, it
Even though
killed me.
I don't know if it's true, but from what I'm hearing, since Brian's not in the company, there's no Yes Movement or Kofi Mania in that showcase for Mania.
You know, another one
So
that was kind of interesting to me is the TLC match between the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys. To me, that one's a little like, that one's one of those matches. It's like, how do you not put that in there? I mean, I get how, because none of them are contracted to the company. Well, I think the Dudley Boys are on legend contracts now, but like, still, that's the one thing that does suck about showcase mode is,
they're not in the company, they're not in the showcase. Even it could be fucking John Cena, but if he's not in the company, he's not in showcase mode. It's so stupid.
right. So that's one thing. It does. I mean, it is understandable, but it's just one of those things that just kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But yeah, the 21 matches. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure there are going to be a memorable 21 matches, but to Sir K's point, it is a little. Yes, the Yeselmania is another one. It's kind of like, how do you move on without putting that in there? But as far as Kofi Mania, I could see why that one's not in there. It all depends. We'll have to wait and see if they do multiple things from each WrestleMania, because if they just picked one from each WrestleMania, then I could see them choosing the Becky moment over the Kofi moment, even though the Kofi moment was a better match and it was a moment in its own right. The Becky moment was a moment as well. Huge
yeah.
moment as well, so I could see that. But I believe we've seen clips of Bianca and Asuka and Rhea Ripley in it too, so that would mean, and then Cody and Roman, so that would mean there's like 3 things from WrestleMania 39. So
Yeah, it's like that's definitely not the case. I really think it's just a case of those people not being in the company. Yeah, one person that's involved that's not in the
oh,
company, and they just don't do it.
I'm dumb as shit. Yeah, he fucking sure as fuck did face Daniel Bryan to win the WWE title. Okay, yeah,
Exactly. That's
yeah.
why it's not in there.
I don't know why that didn't click, but yeah, I mean that makes a lot more sense though now. I mean it's a lot better
Yeah.
than them just snubbing him, just to snub
hmm
him.
Exactly. It's not like they're just stubbing them. It's kind of just WWE doing what they do.
Yeah, but in between each match, they do usually give you like a little video package, so I could see.
They'll probably show clips of it.
Yeah, they'll probably show clips of like him holding up the title and stuff. So there's that. But no, I mean it looks good, and I'll tell you, man, I haven't been excited for a WWE 2K game in terms of what they bring to the table in a minute. But I'll tell you, I'm a little intrigued to see how these ambulance matches and stuff like that work. But in saying that, for all the good that they've seen, there's still a lot of things they need to tackle. Their GM mode still is probably going to be absolutely fucking horrendous. If they add an online GM mode, that's going to make it a little better. That'll put a Band-Aid over the problem, but it's not going to fix it.
No.
So, it all starts with, if they want to make GM mode a hit, man, they really gotta go back to the drawing board with that, because when I play a GM mode, I feel like I'm playing a mobile game, and that's not how you should feel. Yeah,
It was just a movie.
it feels like shit. It really does. So again, if they add online, it'll make it a little better, man. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I just hate the format, how everybody's got their styles, and you got to put people against people with the same style as them. It's just it's incredibly whack, if you ask me.
Yeah. That part's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it really is, man. It really is. But that's that. But in terms of what they're bringing to the table, man, this year, it looks like they're bringing a lot to the table, and I hope they can keep continue to keep it up. So, yeah.
Truly, man. Truly, I think it'll be good this year, man. I'm actually pretty excited.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. So, Orange Cassidy and Trent versus Penta and Commander. Okay, Orange and Trent won this. Who gives a shit? Yeah, who fucking cares? Golly. Yeah, and then Roger Strong came out and told Orange Cassidy he was coming for his title. Orange drops the title, or he picks up the mic and he says, okay, then let's just do it now. And he goes to walk away to defend his title. Roddy takes his shirt off, then he walks back and says, nope, we're not going to do it right now. We're going to do it at Revolution. He tells him we're going to do this thing at Revolution. Yeah. He tells them they're going to do it at Revolution, and he's got, so he can have 6 weeks to live with the fact that he is carrying his title, that Orange is carrying Roger Strong's title, and yeah, so he's going to give him 6 weeks to live with it, I guess. So that's that. Yeah, we're going to get a 6-week build. I'm just very interested to see what they're going to do in these 6 weeks that's going to make people more interested for this, because we all know the match is going to be good. I just hope they can add some kind of story, some kind of story behind it, man, because, Adam Cole's out there and, he says Roddy wants the Continental title, but we really have no idea why Roddy wants that title specifically. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
exactly.
it's like when Cody Rhodes came back after WrestleMania 38, he didn't say, I want the WWE title, and then just fucking leave. I'm back for the WWE title because my dad was screwed out of it, and ever since then, none of us have got the chance to hold that belt. And I want to be the first in my family to do it. That's a reason as to why you want the WWE Championship. In this case, Adam Cole's just like, yeah, my boy wants the Continental title, and Roddy's just standing there shaking his fucking head. Like, what? Why? Why is it that title that you want?
It's literally basically just saying, yeah, Roddy's going to go for the one title that's not kind of backed up with a story already, so that's the title he's going for. That's all I hear from it. Can't go for the TNT because that's wrapped up in an actual story. So hopefully they can make a story out of this and actually have it feel like he's going there for that title for a reason and not just because the TNT title is busy.
Right. So that was that, and yeah, and then they left. They left. The Undisputed Kingdom left. Mark Briscoe came out there to talk about how this is the 1-year anniversary of his brother's passing, his brother Jay. He talked about how they were the baddest tag team to ever do it, and he talked about how they were, and he talked about how much he misses his brother and stuff like that, man. And then he said, a year ago in that car crash, man, my 2 nieces were involved in that car crash, and they told my niece that she would never walk again. And then he brought his niece out there, who walked out there to a huge pop, man. So very cool to see. And yeah, we're never gonna forget Jay Briscoe, man, as part of one of the greatest tag teams ever. One of the greatest tag teams ever, man, the Briscoes. So yeah, very, very nice to see. But it does suck, man, that it's been a year. It's been a year since Jay passed on, man. So that really does suck. I often like to think about how much those two would have absolutely tore it the fuck up in AEW, man, if given that opportunity. But it is something that does suck. But It's something that sucked, but it happened. And it was very cool to give his daughter that moment one year after everything. And it's good to see that she both of his daughters made it out all right.
Truly, man, it was awesome to see how good they were doing and how much they recovered, man. And it sucks that all that happened because they would have been an insane tag team in AEW. But it's not what. Sadly, it's not what happened. But they were there tonight or Wednesday night. They were up there walking, man, and that's just good to see.
Definitely, man. Definitely, bro. So very, very cool segment. Very cool segment, man. And one thing that about the Briscoes that I always loved was I know you don't see a lot of this in AEW, and this is why I often think about them being in AEW. Their promos. I mean, dude. Oh my
They were
God.
going nuts with that shit. They were great.
Yes, Jay Briscoe was such an amazing promo. Mark Briscoe's an amazing promo as well, man. But dude, those two together, sitting in the fucking barn or sitting out in the fucking cornfield on next to a pile of dirt, just talking shit, dude. Those promos are amazing. Those promos are amazing, bro. So the next piece of content from AEW Dynamite is a sit down with Renee Young and the Young Bucks. She talked, greeted the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. And Nick cut her off and said, "Hold on, Renee, you need to call us by our names. You need to call us by our names, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the EVPs of AEW." So they talked about how they're back to take their job more seriously. Matt went into some detail to throw some shots a little bit towards you know who. He talked about how if you were in their position, what would you do to protect your life's work? He listed off a bunch of scenarios, and he just kept posing the question to Renee, what would you do to protect your life's work? So I got to admit, bro, from what we've seen from the Young Bucks, I know a lot of people, they're so unprofessional, blah, 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 blah. The Young Bucks are trolls. I mean, have we not always fucking known this? It's almost like fans, I don't know what it's been lately with certain performers, but it's like the same thing. Like they're currently doing the same thing to Eddie Kingston right now. Like, his fast chop thing, right? It looks stupid. Of course, who hasn't thought that? It looks stupid. So he does this little fast chop thing. Everybody's like coming out the woodworks, acting like he just started using that move. Like, bro, have y'all not watched Eddie Kingston since he's been in AEW? He's always used that move. And it sucks, but it's just weird how they come out the woodworks now, of all times. But anyways, that's a different topic. So back to the Bucks. So, everybody, of course, has to be softies in this situation, and the Young Bucks are trolls. This is why CM Punk, wanted to be done with this company in the first place. All this shit, right? I loved it. Yeah. I thought that was their other thing. They talked about how they're here to clean up the place, and they talked about how many people would say Sting is a model employee. He's the kind of guy you look up to, right? He talked about how they're here to get rid of all those and reshape the company in their image where it used to be many, many years ago. So they're almost taking on the role of people that want AEW to be back where it was when it first started. It's an amazing troll job. First of all, it's an amazing troll job, and I love it. I love it. I think this is something interesting for their characters to do. Does it suck that the Elite just got back together and now we're doing stuff like this? Yes, but at the same time, everybody is doing something more productive than when they were when the Elite was together in the first place, right?
That is true.
Hangman's back in title picture. Now, obviously, Kenny's out, and that sucks. But what were the Young Bucks doing? They were doing nothing. They were doing absolutely nothing as baby faces. It's almost like Tony gave up on the Elite angle, so that kind of, he got them back together for the Blackpool Combat Club, and then after that, I guess Tony, of all people, forgot that he has a bunch of other factions that they could face and didn't do anything with them. But so they're doing this now, and maybe this is just gonna get some direction back in the Bucks character because that's what they need. But in terms of this, their gimmick change, I love it. I love the way it was portrayed, and I like how they also are incorporating a little bit of their gimmicks into the fans that blame the Young Bucks. We've been very critical of it ourselves. I will say it up and down. The Young Bucks are my favorite tag team of all time, and even I will say they're a huge part of the reason why CM Punk didn't work out in AEW. I will sit here and stand on that business because it's true, but Matt Jackson, from his perspective, does bring up valid points. Well, if that's the way you want to look at it, what would you do to protect your life's work? Everybody's so critical of them, but if they were in their shoes, they wouldn't know what to do. He's probably right. That's just how it is. That's how it is. But at the same time, everybody, people like us and wrestling fans all across the world are gonna have their opinions. Whether you think the Bucks are at fault, or whether you think they're not. I said it last week when we were talking about Jack Perry. If you want to put the blame on any sort of talent, you got to put it on the Elite. I don't specifically just blame the Bucks, but at the same
part.
They're a huge part. At the same time, Kenny Omega said if the opportunity came to work Punk, he would do business. Hangman really didn't say much. That kind of left the Bucks out. That kind of left the Bucks as the odd guys out, right? They kind of left them as the odd guys out. And if you do want to put blame on any sort of talent, the Bucks are probably the people to blame, right? But like I said last week, if I'm blaming anybody for this, I'm blaming Tony Khan.
Exactly. He should have been a boss in the first place, let alone after all that shit happened.
So, very good though. Very good. Very good. I love this segment from the Young Bucks, and you guys know it. These guys are my GOAT tag team, and for that reason, I'm just so glad to see their characters have some sort of direction again.
That is very nice, man. That is nice. I definitely wasn't happy that they're already turning heel again after all this. But like you said, it does give them a direction. And they are great at being heels, man. So, at the end of the day, I think I'll end up being okay with it, man. And I am definitely excited to see how Revolution goes with this match.
Definitely, man, definitely. And speaking of their likely opponents, Sting and Darby Allin talked about how they were going to end their run as AEW World Tag Team Champions. I'll tell you what, bro. I really think the Bucks are going to get their hands on the tag titles, and Darby and Sting are going to beat them for the titles at Revolution, so Sting can go out A, undefeated, and B, as a champion. And then, the titles will just have to be vacated right back over. But in that, this could give Tony a great opportunity to showcase what was once such a great tag team division and put them all in a tournament.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking, man. It could be your tag team reset that you kind of need, man. So I enjoy that idea. I like how that sounds.
Me too. Speaking of things needing a reset, Bullet Club Gold. Bullet Club Gold beat the Mogul Embassy for the ROH World Six-Man titles. What's that saying, bro? What's that saying, dude? Perception is reality. Yeah, Jay White hasn't fallen off in AEW a little bit, people. So you mean to tell me he went from main eventing Full Gear, thus looking like a complete jackass in the process, to winning ROH six-man titles? Are you fucking serious?
Fucking busy work titles. That's all ROH titles are, is just to look busy. So, at the end of the day, Tony Khan can't say, oh, this person's a champion. What do you mean they're not doing nothing? That's the only reason he puts ROH titles on anybody.
Yes, that's exactly the reason. He likes to, he's an avid fucking universe mode player, dude. You put the titles, I haven't been doing anything with this guy. Well, and his idea of doing something with them is putting a title on him. Like, dude, people could look at Drew McIntyre. He doesn't have a title, but is he doing something? Yes. When people ask for you to do something with somebody, it doesn't fucking necessarily mean always just throw a title on them.
Exactly. He's on the same show as Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, and he's telling the more intriguing story as of right now, and he doesn't have a title. It's possible to keep people busy and entertaining without titles.
It doesn't make any sense, dude. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, this is not a good look for Jay White at all. This is not a good look. This is a horrible look. This is a horrible look for Jay White. It's horrible that we've gotten to this point, but here we are. Here we are, man, and yeah, we're at the point. So I don't really know. I don't even know what to say, to be in all honesty with you, man. I truly don't even know what to say.
Just get rid of the group at this point. It failed. It failed.
Yeah, and then, well, the group's a whole nother thing for me, because now the group's in the midst of turning babyface, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'd be interested to see where it goes. I just have a lack of trust in Tony Khan.
100%.
Yeah, I that's personally for me. It's, I don't know. It's again, I mean, they're in a feud with the Acclaimed. So, or not in a feud, they're in some sort of partnership storyline with the Acclaim where they're going to get together and become the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Yeah.
I mean, where is the fucking intrigue in that? I mean, who the fuck wants to see that?
No, and the only thing I can think is happening is you set it up to where Bullet Club Gold beats them for the trios titles, but you give them ROH trios titles? So why are they mixing it up with the Acclaimed? That's the only reason they're mixing it up with the Acclaimed is for the trios titles, right? So what are you doing now?
Seriously, bro. Seriously. I don't know. I don't know, man. And it's I don't know. I don't know. But the Acclaim did help them pick up the ROH six-man titles. And again, people used to tell me this saying all the time, and the older I get, the more, I'm not even that old. It sounds like I'm calling myself old, but the older I get, I understand it more and more, especially in cases like this, bro. Perception is fucking reality. Look at that. Look at that, dude.
Look at the way we perceive half of this AEW roster. At the end of the day, that's reality at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Deonna Purrazzo makes her Dynamite in-ring debut against Anna Jay. She beats Anna Jay Wasn't this the same woman a couple weeks ago that got the victory in the 8-woman tag on Dynamite a couple weeks ago and said that there was a new profound fire lit under her, and to all Tony Khan has for her is a bunch of matches where she loses?
It's Tony Khan, man. What do we expect? You kind of get some momentum, get put in some matches, and you won't probably see her for fucking the next 2 months.
Seriously, man. I mean, it's what, like Sir K said. What do you expect?
Like, it's what the process is at AEW at this point.
Exactly. It's like getting momentum is a bad thing because you're just gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah, there's really no point in getting momentum in AEW
Yeah.
unless it'll work for you.
Yeah, the only way to get real momentum is to I don't know, hold Tony's hand until he fucking deems you his friend, and then you'll be good. But
Exactly, man.
speaking of tag team resets, this was a very good match to see on the show. Private Party versus Top Flight. Two teams from the AEW tag team division.
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
I love it. I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Private Party got the sneak victory because of a rope hold. Mark Quinn held the ropes as Dante, as he was rolling up Dante, or it might have been Darius. And he picked up the victory. And Action Andretti came out and kind of got in their face or whatever. And I guess we're getting Private Party versus Top Flight 2 this Saturday on Collision to combat the Royal Rumble. So tell Tony you like something and he gives it to you a week and a half later again. Gotta love him.
Oh yeah. People were excited for this match. We're like, oh, finally, like 2 legit tag teams facing each other. We're gonna get like 4 of these matches, 100%. Telling you guys now, we're gonna get like 4 of these.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It's good. I missed Private Party. I'm glad they're back. I'm glad Top Flight's still going good, and then 2 tag teams versus each other. That's what we need to see more.
Definitely, man. Hook versus Samoa Joe, man. Tony Khan absolutely had to have added so much more extra stress on Hook when coming into this match, for the sole reason of his Twitter antics. He added so much extra pressure onto the man that he did not have to add, and yeah, so extra, dude. So extra. It really was. But Hook had no other option but to come out here and fucking show the fuck out. Yes, failure was not an option at this point. Because of everything that had transpired. And Tony Khan is so fucking lucky. He's so lucky that this man Hook actually went out there and delivered one of the most brutal, like, usually when I'm watching wrestling by myself, I'm not as animated as I would be around my buddies. Like, you know, when we're all sitting in the living room, we'll all be like, oh shit. You know, we'll be sounding like fucking Vic Joseph in the fucking living room. Bro sounds like he's fucking blowing a load after watching fucking anything happen in front of his face. But anyways, usually, when I'm watching wrestling by myself, I just sit there silent like any normal person would. And but I tell you, bro, for this match, I was legitimately like, oh damn, like, dude, that fucking Uranagi on the table, bro. And then you could see you could see the red marks on Hook's back. I was like, oh my god, like that looks horrible, but. Samoa Joe beat the ever-living fuck out of Hook. Hook sold pretty well. He sold pretty well, but he kept kicking out, and he kept coming back, and he looked like they booked him very strong here. They made him look very strong. He ended up losing to, I want to say, 2 muscle busters and then a coquina clutch, where he then passed out. But he looked very tough, man. He looked like one of the toughest guys that roster has to offer, and he looked very good. He looked very good in this instance, man. So, yeah, props to Hook, man. He absolutely showed up and showed out, and again, with the circumstances that his boss put him in, he had no other option but to do just that. So, but again, Tony is very, very lucky that that Hook did show up and show out, because, yeah. And then as for Samoa Joe, Samoa Joe looks great, man. But I'll tell you what, I can't help the feeling. I can't help the feeling from just getting the vibe that Samoa Joe is a transitional champion. He's just got that vibe all over him.
Yeah, I think he'll be lucky to make it past Revolution, because I feel like he might. But, yeah, he ain't making it past Double or Nothing, I'll tell you that. Like, I'll bet money on that one. But, good for Hook, man. He was able to show out with all the pressure he was probably put on because of Tony Khan. And he did good, man. He did really good. And I'm glad to see it. And Samoa Joe continues his reign, man, right into a loss soon, either at Revolution or the pay-per-view after.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. And then a bunch of random shit happened on Collision per usual. And not even worth a mention. Same with Rampage at this point. WWE.
Hey.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the week. The week for AEW, man. So not too bad of an episode of AEW Dynamite, and killer main event, for sure. And then, like I said, great stuff by the Young Bucks, man. They absolutely brought it, in their character redirection.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I like what they did there with a couple things, man. Overall, wasn't a bad Dynamite.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Not too much to talk about from SmackDown. We got the contract signed for the Fatal 4-Way. We got that was pretty much it. But the big thing from AEW, SmackDown, WWE, or SmackDown specifically from this week, we got another match between Pretty Deadly, Tyler Bate, and Butch, right? So, Pretty Deadly comes out there, and Tyler Bate, comes out, and, dude, we're waiting for the man known as Butch to make his entrance, and unfortunately, he did not get the old theme song back, but the fucking first thing you see on his Titantron, dude, Pete Dunne.
Look at that.
Pretty fucking sick, man. So Pete Dunne is back. He came out in his singlet with his fur vest that he used to wear. Lovely, bro. Absolutely lovely. I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. He is back as Pete Dunne. No more Butch. Dude, I miss Tyler Bates' old theme song so much. The one titled Inaugural is so good, dude. Dude, that shit was so heat. I don't know what the fuck that man comes out to now. And also his Titantrons. They're so weird.
That's the one thing about WWE production still, man. It's like they're fucking Trons. Well, like, Pete Dunne's were good because they just used the old ones he had before the name change. But, like, people just have weird-ass Trons and theme songs still. Like, bro, Triple H, change that part, please. That was one of the best parts about NXT, was the production of music and visuals. And I think that part is still missing from WWE still.
Definitely. And the sooner Triple H can, please get those guys please get these Def Rebel motherfuckers out of there, bro, because, man, they suck, man. If you're not talking about anything Bloodline related and Bobby Lashley, 90% of their theme songs are absolutely fucking dog shit, man. Absolutely.
Noise that you have to hear. Literally all it is just noise.
Seriously. And Seth. Forgot about Seth, too. He's got a good theme song. So there's that was pretty much it from SmackDown, man. And then for Monday Night Raw. Tonight, the show opened up with Gunther, the show didn't open up with Gunther. The show opened up with Seth Rollins, like we all knew it would. And he's in the ring, standing there with the World Heavyweight Championship, man, and the crowd singing his song, and he starts to cry. And at this point, I was like, fuck. Yeah, I had a feeling he might, put the title down. But he came hobbling out there. Like I said, they're singing his song, and he was listening with a tear in his eye, and he said he appreciated it. He appreciated the love. He said it's been a long week, but in his title defense against Jinder Mahal, he went to do a springboard moonsault off the second rope, and he just felt his knee move inward in a way that it's not supposed to move. And he did what he normally would do, and he finished the match, and he hobbled to the back, and it wasn't until he sat down and he was sitting there and he couldn't straighten out his knee when he realized that he could be seriously hurt and he could miss WrestleMania. Crowd booed. He said he appreciated that. He said from what the doctors have told him, with surgery, we're looking at about 3 to 4 months on the shelf. He didn't really get too much further before the ring general Gunther comes out with a returning Giovanni Vinci. I'm genuinely surprised he's back this quick after a concussion.
Yeah, I am. I mean, he didn't really wrestle or nothing, so easily was able to just throw him out there and just get a walk. Oh, wait, no, didn't they have that tag match?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, they did. I just remembered. Damn, that's crazy. I mean, good for him being back so quick, man. That's good.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. So, yeah, he ran right through that one. But Gunther gets in the ring, and he tells Seth Rollins, he asked Seth Rollins if he could tell him what he thinks about him. He said from the moment that he got here, Seth Rollins was always in that top spot. And he talked about how he respects Seth a lot. He talked about how he respects that. He respects. Oh. Yeah, excuse me. He respects how Seth is in that. Was in that top spot, and he respects that Seth wants to continue moving on, and battling through the injury, to defend the World Heavyweight Championship. But he did say, no matter what, he will win the Royal Rumble and go after Seth. Seth told him that he didn't let him finish. He said, I told you guys what the doctors were saying, but I don't give a damn what the doctors are saying. I will walk into WrestleMania, and I will walk into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Seth Rollins is good to go. So he told Gunther he would be ready. He would be ready for him if that's what happens. The two shook hands, and that was it. And there it is. Seth Rollins looks like, from the context clues we were given, he's going to be good to go. He's going to walk into WrestleMania, because he did say we're looking at 3 to 4 months with surgery. Without surgery, and if he just does rehab and physical therapy, that's 4 to 6 weeks from what that we heard. So there it is. Seth Rollins is good to go for Mania. I had a feeling he would be. There was a little bit of doubt when I seen him crying because I just immediately Bell said it on Friday, but prepare for the worst. Prepare for the
Yeah,
worst in this situation, but it looks like Rollins is good to go, and I'm so happy because goddamn, does Rollins deserve that main event, and he has earned that main event. More specifically, he's earned it, and God, I'm over the moon happy for him that he's still able to do that because he really has earned it, man. He really has.
he truly has, man. I'm glad he's good enough for Mania, man. And I can't wait to see a man who deserves it. Um, he's been through so much with this company. He deserves to have this to have his reign end in a genuine way at WrestleMania and go into WrestleMania champion. And I can't wait to see that, man. I'm happy for him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they shook hands, and as Gunther was leaving the ring, the New Day would attack Imperium, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser. These guys would have a tag team match that ended in a double count out, and they fought out into the crowd where Ludwig and Giovanni Vinci were sent through a set of tables on the outside from Kofi and Woods. Pretty fun tag team match and pretty fun little mini storyline they got going on here. Yeah, not bad, man, not bad. And I just wonder if all this Imperium versus New Day stuff is going to lead to the New Day evening up the odds, as they say. So I wonder.
I have a feeling, dude. I really do. I think Bickie's coming back on Saturday, dude. I really think he is. That's the vibe I'm getting, especially from their post-match promo. How fired up they were and serious. I think we're getting them back.
I could see it. I could see it, dude, and I will obviously be over the moon pumped if that happens. So yeah. So that's that. Judgment Day were in the back, and Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley got into a screaming match with each other because Rhea accused Damian of not looking for the right things and not trying to take care of the right problems. They talked about how DIY should have been handled, but here Damian Priest is off fighting his problems with Drew McIntyre, even though they have DIY who are coming for the tag team titles, and Damian started yelling at her, telling her that she was wrong, and he's gonna he's going to handle Drew by himself, and it's not a problem, and all this stuff. So there was that, and then Rhea starts going around the room. She told Dominic and JD that they should have. She told Dominic and JD that they should have took care of the DIY problem. Finn's in the background, like fucking with him. Rhea's telling him, I was so disappointed. Finn's in the background, basically ad-libbing. You just hear him in the background, yeah. Rhea was so disappointed, and he's like just cackling and fucking not taking this seriously at all. And she tells Dominic to pick up a victory tonight, and then she gets around the room to Finn Balor, which actually some interesting news about Mr. Finn came out today. And she says, she looks at Finn and she says, well, what are you laughing at? And she asked him if he thought something was funny, and she said, it's been a really long time since we've seen the vicious side of Finn Balor. And Finn just said, oh, you want to see the vicious side of me? Okay. And then, yeah, we seen that a little bit later in the night, but that was that segment. So interesting. Rhea Ripley getting a little fed up with her Judgment Day companions.
Yeah, man, I like it. We all know Ray Ripley's the real leader of the group, and it's kind of starting to show. And I think Damien's kind of catching on and getting mad at it, so that's going to be its own thing. So I'm interested to see where this goes, man, and I like what they did tonight with him.
Definitely. Definitely, man. We got a promo with Nia Jax. This was going fucking absolutely horrendous. Becky Lynch came out, talked a little bit, and then Bayley came out, and they all pretty much just did the old, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble thing, which two of the women in this match have a legit shot at winning the Royal Rumble. Absolutely nobody wants to see Nia Jax even come close to winning the fucking Royal Rumble. So it was kind of cool to see Bayley on Monday Night Raw, getting to see her, talk about, just getting to throw her name in the Royal Rumble hat, and not throw her name in the Royal Rumble hat, but just it's so cool to see Bayley be a legit contender to win the Royal Rumble. So gotta love it.
Exactly. And it makes me more reassured for the Rumble, man, that Nia got the win, quote unquote, on this beatdown. So usually we know what that means, man. And Bayley was the first one, was the main one getting hit in the beatdown, man. So I like it. I like that odds with Bayley, man. And you guys know who I want it to be.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So that was that. Dominic ended up defeating The Miz. He ended up defeating The Miz. Judgment Day would come in there and go for a beatdown, and then DIY would come out for the save. So that was that.
Definitely. Just building up what they're doing next week.
Definitely, man. R-Truth went to go up to Damian Priest in the back and give him his cut for the Tom and Nick merch. Oh yeah, before the Miz's singles match, R-Truth went up to him and he says to him, "Hey Miz, tonight don't tag in." And Miz is like, I'm in a singles match tonight." And then he goes, "Yeah, but you just got to watch out for those Mysterio boys." And then R-Truth said, or the Miz was like, what Mysterio boys? And R-Truth, said, Tom and Nick. So, just warning the Miz, bro. But he tried to give DP his cut for the Tom and Nick merch. Damian told him it wasn't the right time. And yeah, that was that. R-Truth continuing to absolutely crack everybody up with this story. So love having Mr. Truth back for sure.
Truly, man, I love seeing him. I love his comedy, man, and it's always awesome to have him on TV.
Definitely, man. And then the main event. No, this was not the main event. Chad Gable versus Ivar. This was a very, very good one, man. Seeing Chad Gable against bigger guys where he's allowed to show his incredible feats of strength is so cool to see. So you gotta love that. It's just Chad Gable's a very entertaining individual to watch perform. Chad Gable's about to win this match, but then Valhalla distracted Chad Gable, where Ivar was able to take advantage and hit the Doomsault, I think he calls it, his moonsault, and he defeated Chad Gable. Ivar ran through all of Alpha Academy. I really just am very interested to know where this all leads with. I wonder where this is going to lead with Ivar, because they're giving him a lot of wins. He's put on a lot of great performances, but I know it was a random Instagram post that Roe, or what the hell was his name? Eric, Roe, posted on his Instagram, and Ivar tweeted or commented under the photo and said, "I can't wait." This was a while ago, but I do remember seeing it. He commented under the post and said, he said, I can't wait for the fans to figure out what our name is, what our new tag team name is when you come back. Are they going to be the War Raiders? Is this all leading to a babyface run? Because this emo Raider shit sucks. It's always sucked, and they've never fucking been as good as the War Raiders were.
No, exactly. I hate the fucking emo Raiders. I don't like the inclusion of Valhalla. Even though I think no matter what they're gonna do next, she'll be included.
Yeah.
I just hope it ain't like this, man. I really hope not. But it's interesting. I have no idea where they're going with this, and hopefully it ends up being good.
I hope, dude. I hope. So, yeah, that is that. And yeah, Ivar gets the victory. And again, I'm very interested to see where this all goes for Ivar.
Definitely, it's interesting.
The dawn of Hulkamania. Hulkamania's 40-year anniversary is coming up. So we have the man, the myth, and the legend himself, Hulk Hogan, brother. He's on Monday Night Raw talking about how, WrestleMania 1 when Hulkamania got started. He talked about how Hulkamania is running wild today, and he sees Hulkamania in so many of the current WWE talents. He mentioned Roman Reigns. He mentioned Seth Rollins. He talked about how Seth Rollins was a teeny little Hulkster once upon a time. And he talked about how Cody Rhodes remind him, and they all have that essence of what Hulkamania was. I'm assuming what he thinks Hulkamania means is some sort of aura that, that these three guys possess, which if that's what he's talking about, then they absolutely do. Because I'll tell you what, Cody Rhodes of all people doesn't represent certain parts of Hulkamania, if you know what I'm getting at.
It's kind of on the opposite spectrum there.
Exactly. So, but I'm assuming we're not talking about that part of Hulkamania. I'm assuming we're talking about, just the aura part of, I guess, just being a top star in wrestling and having that ambiance about yourself, right? So he talked about how it's an exciting time, brother. The Royal Rumble's coming up this Saturday. And one thing about the Royal Rumble, brother, is you never know who's going to pop back up. I might have one more left in me, brother.
Oh, dude, that'll fucking be hilarious if Raw.
That is going to be absolutely one of the funniest fucking things ever.
Oh, fuck yeah. That should be absolutely hilarious.
Dude, seeing old Hulk Hogan trot around the fucking ring in the Royal Rumble, oh, man. Huh.
I need to see some interactions, man, because that shit'll be hilarious.
You know this man will be in the ring, too, trying to have stare downs like they're like the most revolutionary fucking stare downs on planet Earth.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. He's gonna think that shit's hard as fuck.
He's gonna be fucking looking around like he did at WrestleMania 18 against The Rock and shit. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
I hope he fucking pops up just for that.
But like he said, man, you never know, brother, who's gonna pull up or come out of the. You never know who's gonna come out in the Royal Rumble, brother. Could be anyone.
You never know who's gonna pull up.
So
Hogan talking like that.
Oh, so yeah, man. Hogan said it best, man. What can I say? You never know who's gonna pull up, brother. So
it could be Ty Dillinger and it could be Hulk Hogan, man. It's an interesting fucking Rumble this year.
I have one more in me, brother. Dude, I fucking absolutely died laughing when he said that, bro. I was like, this fucking guy. Golly. So Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Cody Rhodes made his entrance. CM Punk then made his entrance. CM Punk started this promo off by saying that they have been on two very different paths. He said on Saturday, that changes. And Sunday morning, he hopes they are still friends. But for now, they should just enjoy this moment. Cody Rhodes asks what he wants to talk about. CM Punk then says, I want to talk about your dad. Here we go.
Who doesn't?
Yep, he said, yeah, seriously. He says he wants to talk about his dad. CM Punk tells a story about how Dusty calls him and asks Punk to look out for his youngest son, Cody, that he's sending to OVW. Punk says he did not know if he was the guy for the job, but he said yes. He said it was an easy job. Cody did not get himself into a lot of trouble, like he's seen a lot of other people do. And he watched him grow from a preliminary wrestler into a bona fide main event superstar that stands before him today. CM Punk says he's bringing this up because he feels like he's breaking a promise on Saturday because he won't be able to look out for Cody because he won't be able to look out for him because he's going to be looking for him. Because he looks to main event WrestleMania. Cody then talks about how many people in this business see him and they can't help but think about Dusty. And he's done everything to be the light in Dusty's shadow and to be his own man. Cody talked about how Punk could have treated him poorly, but instead he treated him like a peer. And that's what makes it bittersweet because there's no friends in the Royal Rumble. Punk said he knows there's no friends in the Royal Rumble. He's been in more of them than Cody has. Punk then says, but what about Sunday morning? Because he can separate business from personal. Can you, Mr. Punk?
I don't know about that one, Mr. Punk. I don't really believe you, but he can go ahead.
So he asked Cody, can you? Punk, that was an interesting take. That was a very, I gotta say, that was a very interesting take for somebody of your caliber to say. And, you know, nobody needs to go over why that was an interesting take because we all know damn well why. Punk then says he wasn't born into this business. He did not have a famous dad. He can separate business in terms of working with the elite. He can, but in terms of, I think blowing up at a media scrum is something that you would personally want to do, but is that good for business? So, I mean, the way you look at it, Logan, is not an invalid way to look at it, because in terms of the match, he wanted to do it. He wanted to do business, but and in that sense, he can. But he doesn't necessarily have the cleanest track record.
And he's learned that, like, you know, he might have couples in the ring when we're still friends. He's not still friends with a certain group of people, man. So technically, that's not true. But I get what you mean, and partially, it is true.
Yeah. For sure. I do get what you mean, but again, you know, personally,
We all know.
Personally, anybody that is a, you know, person that's, you know, going to stick up for themselves, any of us would personally love to blow up and to completely blow up and tell our truth at a media scrum. But is that good for business? Nah. No.
That is.
So in that sense, in that scenario, he did not separate business from personal, but I do got to give you your props. In the long run of his AEW run, he was willing to do it. And
He was willing to do it.
They weren't. But, so yeah, Punk says he wasn't born into this business. He wasn't born into this business, and he didn't have a famous dad. Punk says he didn't see Dusty. He always saw Cody. And he seen the burden and the pressure of the Rhodes name and came out and he seen the burden and the pressure of the Rhodes last name, and he tells Cody congratulations on coming out of the shadow because he did it. Punk says, but unlike you, I did not have a famous dad. He says his father was an electrician, similar to how Dusty was the son of a plumber. And he's more of the American dream than Cody is. It's got a lot of oohs and ahs, right? So Cody goes back. Cody goes back to an old promo from 2 years ago in AEW where he talked about the pipe bomb, right? So he kind of quoted this promo, or at least used this promo as a reference, you could say. Cody brings up the pipe bomb, and he says it rattled the formula for a revolution and inspired so many, including himself. He then says to CM Punk, and then you left. He says, you did not pass the torch to anybody. You dropped it on the way out. And he says Punk did not care who picked the torch up, but he thinks he knows who did. And to also quote that old AEW promo, you remember the part in that promo where he looks at the hard cam and he says, I did them.
Exactly.
He said
picked up that torch.
He said the exact same thing here. He says to CM Punk, I know you didn't care who picked the torch up, but I think you know who did. He then says, Cody looks at CM Punk, and just like the AEW promo, he says, I did. He says, everything Punk spoke, he literally did. And then, and where Punk talked, Cody walked. Cody then he says, so that makes me more CM Punk than you. Damn.
I mean, not wrong. He did pick up the torch and lead the revolution.
He did.
CM Punk's absence.
He did. These are very valid points. These are very valid points from both men. Punk congratulates Cody for carrying the company on his back for 2 years, and getting the game cover. And right when he tells Cody, but right when you're about to cross that finish line, a much bigger superstar is going to come and take it all away from you. And he says, and that superstar is me. Cody then says the only way to go is forward, and that direction goes right through CM Punk. Cody then goes to leave the ring and gives him the old high school shoulder check, and Punk turns Cody around, and these two went head to head right in the ring before they both slowly backed up and went on their way to probably go in the back and start a backstage brawl. But we'll probably hear about that tomorrow morning. But in all seriousness, this promo was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I thought both of these guys knocked it out of the park, and it was just very intense and just more fucking great Royal Rumble build. And I love seeing Cody get serious, and who doesn't love seeing CM Punk angry, man? I mean, who doesn't love to see it? Whether it's ruining the company or not, it's fucking entertaining.
It really is. Shit is hilarious, man. And shit was phenomenal, dude. I love both of their points. I love all their energy, man. And I like what they're doing here, man. Thought that was absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I loved it, man. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark beat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. After the match, Katana and Kaden would get in the ring, hold up their titles, and get jumped by Damage Control. So that was that. Yeah, man, and in the main event, we got Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Pretty good main event for what it was. I enjoyed it. Towards the end, in the final couple minutes, R-Truth comes out, because I guess, when Damian told him that now is not the right time, I guess R-Truth thought now, while he was having a match, was the right time. Good old R-Truth. You gotta love him. He comes out with his money for the Tom and Nick shirts, and that he's selling in the parking lot. He brings the money to Damian Priest. Damian Priest tells him, dude, no, not right now, go away. So R-Truth says, oh, you want me to put it in the briefcase. So he walks over by the briefcase by the announce table, and in Drew McIntyre is going to set up for a Claymore. R-Truth then starts hanging on the ropes, and he leans over the ropes, and he's screaming at Damian Priest, what's the passcode? Because you know how there's a little combination on the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's like, what's the code? What's the code? So Drew, like, looks over at him, and he's just looking at him like, what the fuck? So he walks over by R-Truth and just punches him, and the money goes flying everywhere. R-Truth is in the ring, and he turns around into a South of Heaven. Drew McIntyre, that is, turns around into a South of Heaven. He goes for the cover, and the ref's not looking because he's worried about getting R-Truth out of the ring. Damian gets upset. He grabs R-Truth by the throat, throws him out of the ring, and then turns around into a Claymore by Drew McIntyre. So R-Truth was the reason why Damian Priest did end up losing this match, and yeah, man, Drew McIntyre gets a dub before Saturday's Royal Rumble, man. So pretty good main event, and further telling the story of R-Truth and the Judgment Day, man. So that's very, very cool to see, man. And yeah, I'm pretty good main event.
Oh yeah, man, I like what they did here. Like how they kind of set it up for him to come back later and do that. I like how they did that. Thought the match was great, and I thought they ended it pretty well, man. They ended it pretty clever, and I like what they're doing here, and I can't wait to see how they continue it.
Definitely, man, definitely. So that was it for Monday Night Raw, man. That was it, bro. Yeah, one thing that we got confirmed for next week, and I don't understand why they didn't put this on the Rumble card, because I think it would be great for the two guys, but DIY versus Judgment Day. Damian Priest announced he was in the Royal Rumble. Why the fuck is he in the Royal Rumble when he has a Money in the Bank briefcase?
Yeah, that's the dumbest shit.
And I mean, Finn Balor, I mean, we all know Finn Balor's not winning the Rumble, so it's kind of, I don't know, if you ask me, it's kind of a little stupid to put him in there as well. I mean, you know, I don't understand why they're not defending the titles against DIY at the Rumble. I think that would be a pretty good, and I think they could actually put on like a fucking banger. And doing that in front of doing that in front of the audience of a baseball stadium or a baseball field, I think would have been great, but whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, especially with Damian Priest beating that. He should not be allowed to be in that match at all.
Definitely, man, definitely. But yeah, so that was that, man. That was that. So yeah, dude, we got one more stop, and then we are at the Royal Rumble, man. 100%. I totally agree. Priest should not be in the Royal Rumble when he has a guaranteed shot at any time he wants. So what the fuck does he need a guaranteed shot at fucking WrestleMania for?
No, exactly. He already has a shot, and he's been fumbling for the last fucking couple months. So, like, what are you doing here?
See, I would like to see Ciampa and Gargano in the Rumble, but I'm gonna be 100% honest, bro. Like, I mean, I do get what you're saying. You know, you want people that actually have, you know, a name for themselves in the Royal Rumble instead of like, you know, fucking Giovanni Vinci. You know, I love him, but like, you know, why are guys like him in the Rumble? I do get that, but I mean, Gargano's showcase in the Rumble last year was not anything to rave about. Now, if they wanted to switch that up, then that's something I would be down for. But other than that, man, it's kind of something that's you know, like I said, man, I think me personally, I would have preferred them in a tag team match because it would have gotten. Yeah, it would have, you know, put them under bright lights where they could actually get some showcase on themselves. So that's just me, though.
Okay. Definitely, I get that.
But yeah, man, but that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. So we got, yeah, dude, we got one more stop, SmackDown, and then we're at the Royal Rumble. So I'm very, very excited for this year's Royal Rumble, man. And yeah, that's all we got for today, man.
Oh yeah, man. Pretty solid week for both companies, man.
For sure. For sure, man. Pretty solid week, if I do say so myself, man. So with that, that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. Another great edition of Notorious Unscripted. This has been episode 179 of Unscripted, man. And with that, that is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. And with that, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. Thank you guys so much. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on Friday with the news and the Royal Rumble 2024 predictions.
Peace.
I used to get pills on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold, and that's what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite. Throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless, guns are like I'm stainless steel. I want the fucking fortune like the wheel. I squeeze cats till my clips is empty, don't tempt me. You don't want the fuck
Here I am, I'll be damned if this ain't some shit. Time to spread the butter lyrics over harmony grip. It's the mood killer death trap. Yes, I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at, surrender. Step inside the ring, use the number one contender. Looking cold booty like your pussy in December. Nigga, stop bitching, button up your lippin'. From method, all you gettin' is a can of ass whipping. Hey, I be kicking. You son, you doing